Jonathan, eu queria voltar um pouco à sua ficção. Eu acho a sua escrita muito hipnotizante, muito atraente. Às vezes ela compete até com a própria revelação da trama. Uma coisa que eu vejo às vezes assim em Dom DeLillo, por exemplo. Eu queria saber se para você o ritmo é tão importante quanto a escolha das palavras.
The ideal experience for me as a reader is to start a book and very quickly feel like the only thing I want to do is keep reading that book. And that has to do with a certain kind of narrative propulsion. And yes, there is a rhythm to that. You follow a character up to a point where something interesting has happened and you want to know what happens next, and then you pull away to a different character and you keep doing that, and there is absolutely a rhythm to that determines the shape of the book. However, 98% of the time I spend working on a novel is spent messing with sentences, trying to get the sentences to work. And there's a rhythm to the sentences as well. The thing lives or dies on whether each paragraph is something you want to read. And at this point in my life, I don't necessarily know what the next paragraph is going to be. So my writing life consists of what's the next interesting thing I can do? What's the next interesting sentence I can write? There's a kind of rhythm to that as well, but it's really, it's this constant search for something that will continue to engage a reader's attention.
Quanto tempo leva a escrita de romance como Encruzilhadas?
Crossroads I worked on for 26 months, and that was preceded by several years of thinking about how to do it. I've never spent less than 5 years working on a book. Much of the work is done before I start writing. I have to come up with some characters who I think are going to be interesting to read about. And that is an incredibly slow process. And it only gets harder because I have fewer intense characters from real life who I can think of when I'm creating the character. So it's, but yeah, it's 2 years of writing, 2 happy years of writing preceded by 3 or 4 years of very unhappy thinking.
Uau!